When it comes to image stabilization, the DJI Osmo is undoubtedly the best camera on the market at the moment. Why I say that is its unique form factor, its size makes it such a versatile tool to create stunning, smooth footage without having to break the bank and without having to fuss about a lot of things. So today I'm going to show you one really easy method to create a stunning footage from the DJI Osmo that is mounted on a moving vehicle, and all of the things you need are really easy to get. So buckle up and let me show you how this is done. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to find a safe spot to park and then walk you through the setup and show you exactly how I mount this. Okay, we've now arrived at the home of the MK Dons, the Stadium MK. So now I'm gonna turn around this camera. All right, so now I'm gonna walk you through all the components that you need for this setup. So the first thing that you need is some form of a suction cup. The one that I use is this GoPro Suction Cup Mount. It comes with these original mounts here, but I've removed these so that I've got this 1/4 inch thread adapter right at the top of it. And the way this is going to work is I've got the articulating arm. You've seen me use this arm. It's really very versatile when you own a DJI Osmo. This is basically the setup that we're going to go for. This is going to be sucked onto the surface of the vehicle. The articulating arm is going to create the height that we require for the DJI Osmo, and then because it's an articulating arm, we can then swivel it and angle it like that, and then the DJI Osmo connects there, and then the camera can then be fixed while the car is moving. That's the concept. So next we need the actual DJI camera itself. Okay, no other adapters, no phone holders, you don't need any of that because you don't use the audio for this setup. So this is where you just got to think about a little bit of what you want to do. So we want to be driving past that stadium. So as we drive past, the camera must be side on to the stadium like that. So this must, drive by like that. So the way to achieve that is I'm going to fix the camera in such a way that it's facing sideways. Okay, so to achieve that, basically what I want to do is I want to make sure I mount this side as securely as I can. First of all, that's just screwing on the DJI Osmo so that it's as firm as you can. You want this to be as stable as possible. I haven't tightened it as yet, so I'm going to get my balance about right. And don't worry so much about how it's looking at the moment, because when you place it down, when it faces that way as we drive by, that's how you know it's from the good angle. All right, so this is looking good. Make sure you tighten this as much as you can, because this is an expensive camera. You don't want it to drop down and you lose this camera and you lose your footage, because that's a big waste. The next thing you're going to need is this. This is just a safety strap. Okay, I'll show you how this works, and you can use any number of these kind of. This one I actually got from a bag that I don't use at the moment. A camera bag which had this as a handle, and so I'm going to show you how we make use of that. And then the next thing you're going to need is some napkins or a clean cloth and some water. Okay, I'll show you why you need these two. So I'm going to go outside the car now and show you how I set up this. Right, this right here looks like a great spot to mount this setup. So the first thing you want to do is just make sure that the surface where you want to mount this DJI camera with the GoPro suction mount is really clean, because this ensures that you have a 100% bond with the surface of the car. So just rub around. I've just seen, and also you must look for the flattest part of the car. And the reason why I want to mount this here is I want to be able to see what's happening with the camera as I'm driving by. So this is the spot that I'm going to choose. And then next, what you want to do is, using the same cloth, just clean the bottom of this suction mount here as much as you can. Make sure, again, you do one last test and make sure that everything just feels firm. Retighten any knobs that you find necessary. You know, just make sure it's really as tight as you want it to be. So we've now got a really clean surface here. Okay, now next I'm gonna mount the camera on like this. Okay, that's a pretty secure mount right there. Just to show you how confident I am with that, this mount is actually very, very firm. I'm going to demonstrate something which I don't recommend you do, because there's absolutely no need for you to do this, but I'm just going to show you how strong this bond is. I'm able to do this with this suction mount. If I'm able to do this, this confirms we've got a pretty decent bond that we formed here. So with this confidence, so now we've pretty much secured this. So the first thing I want to do obviously is unlock the gimbal on all three axes. Okay, the gimbal is unlocked right now. Then next I'm going to switch it on. Okay, all I need to do is just go back in the car. The camera is on, and now it's just a matter of choosing the correct settings. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure I'm shooting in D-Log, because when I shoot in D-Log, I'm going to get a very shallow image, which I'm able to color grade as much as I can. You know, I'm not going to crush my blacks. I'm not going to blow out any highlights. You know, what basically this means is I'm going to have as much detail as I require in this footage, because hey, let's face it, this is the home of the MK Dons. So I've now selected the D-Log profile. So next I'm going to select the style. I'm actually going to go for a custom style where I turn the sharpness all the way down, saturation all the way down, and the contrast all the way down. These are the settings that I know I'm able to color grade and achieve as best an image as I wish. Okay, ready? That's on. This is recording. Now we're recording on the DJI Osmo. So because of the 3-axis stabilization, we should be getting really smooth. I know I am going over a couple of speed humps here and there, but that really shouldn't deter the quality of our footage. Okay, this should be 360 degrees of the Stadium MK right here for you. So I hope you found this useful, because with just a little bit of adaptation, we've taken a GoPro mount, a GoPro Suction Mount, an articulating arm, and simply, you know, just made a contraption using these two gadgets to create some stunning vehicle mount shots of the Stadium MK. Now the only thing we have to do is to stay in this championship. Don't get relegated. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you like what you see in these videos, simply subscribe. You know, that's the best way to make sure that you don't get left out. And every single video we're going to be touching on so many topics that just help you think differently about the DJI Osmo that you have. Use a little bit of imagination, a little bit of creativity, and you know, create some stunning content. Boom.